rooftops. Hurricanes are categorized at 5 levels of strength, and just one of the natural disasters which takes the lives of thousands of people every year. Q95 is taking the lead as your hurricane radio center. Stay tuned, be informed, and learn from those who can help us survive as they look into the eye of the storm. Q95, your hurricane radio center, and you. Together, we'll ride the storms.
This is our 23rd Global View on Q show for 2026, and we continue to engage with our local, regional, and global Q family listeners and friends of Dominica. I'm Sheridan Gregoire, Mr. G. With me is my co-host, Justice Dr. Irving Andre, businessman Herbert Suki Winston, prominent local experience agriculture expert Errol Emmanuel, and businessman Gregor Nassif. Tuesday night, we discuss what are some essential ingredients for local business success in Dominica, as may have been evidenced in past years by good enterprising citizens towards building a prosperous nation. Here are some talking points of questions that I will put to my panelists. What are the essential ingredients for business success? Have these ingredients been eroded in Dominica? Are our young people being groomed to achieve the success of entrepreneurs like Philip Nassif, Herbert Suki Winston, Macmillan, John Baptist, Egbert Charles, and many others? Is our education system doing enough to nurture productive, hardworking citizens? Is the notion that it takes a village to raise a child still relevant today? Is this being practiced today? Is the government playing its part in teaching young people to become productive men and women in Dominica? What role must parents play to ensure that their children depend on the sweat of their brow to be successful? And what lessons can be taught to the young men and women of today and tomorrow? Where do we see Dominica going based on what is happening today? We look forward to the contributions of Justice Dr. Irving Andre, businessman Herbert Suki Winston, prominent local experience agriculture expert Errol Emmanuel, businessman Gregor Nassif. To this topic, what are some essential ingredients for local business success in Dominica, as may have been evidenced in past years by good enterprising citizens towards building a prosperous nation? Tune in Tuesday night for more on the Global View on Q, only on Q95, the big station, because you know it's true if you hear it on Q.
Freedom at last. So freedom has taken. Oh, yeah.
Make back to school easy with the Quartz Ready Cash loan. Get up to $20,000 for all your back to school expenses. Cover tuition, school fees, books, uniforms, and school supplies. Plus, one lucky winner will win $2,000 cash when they take a Quartz Ready Cash back to school loan of $2,500 and over. Apply today and get ready for the new school year. Make back to school easy with a Quartz Ready Cash loan. Quartz Ready Cash. Ready when you are. Offer ends August 25th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Sitting up down by the street floor. Hey yo, this is Estebantan, and this summer we're turning up the price with Flu. Sign up for a mobile plus internet bundle and choose your reward. A 32-inch TV, a smartphone at $200 for a free trip via Express deal. Need internet? Switch to Flow and enjoy a free appliance. Switch to Flow postpaid and unlock exclusive rewards, including tickets to your favorite event. You could also win a brand new Samsung S26 for rewards after. But price is after, and Flow is ready to give you a summer experience like never before. So sign up, switch and bundle up, or simply pay your bill in full. One campaign, free seasons, endless reward. Live more, enjoy more, and turn up the vibes with Flow. Get the band and the studio boy, and I endorse this message. Visit the Flow store today. Terms and conditions apply.
Need one trusted place that to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yet we deliver. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top tier service, trusted products. At 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? You tell me, Gus, how the hell sort? I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Why settle for less when you can have it all? At Issa Trading Limited, world-class quality meets unbeatable prices every single day. From fresh groceries to stylish furniture, cool AC units, durable tools, sleek TVs, and booming stereo system, we've got everything under one roof. Issa Trading Limited isn't just a store. It is a place where quality and value live side by side. We are making a difference for you. Come in today and experience shopping the way it should be.
$50,000 in prizes with over 390 chances to win. Enjoy daily and weekly rewards, including scholarship packages, tablet bundle, handset bundle, power bundle, and so much more. Want to qualify? It's easy. Simply pay your bill in full and on time. Activate any 3G plan or higher. Bundle your postpaid plan with DG Duo or sign up for Digicel Home Internet. The more you activate, the more chances you have to win. Visit your nearest Digicel store or speak to a Digicel representative today. Terms and conditions apply. Connect, pay, win.
What is so many digital? It's not so good.
Dominica, we're expecting the UE in a few minutes. But I just want to make a very important announcement. It's coming, Dominica, it's coming. January 1, the fees to be announced very soon. January 1. Guess what is coming, huh? According to the Minister of Finance, after broad consensus, really pre-budget consultation, it was agreed that a waste management fee will be introduced come January 1. The fees to be announced very soon. Mr. Irvin McIntyre.
Mr. Speaker, a modern and reliable waste management system requires sustainable financing. That issue was carefully examined during the national budget consultations and the public consultations conducted by the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, where there was broad consensus that maintaining a modern and reliable waste management system requires a shared national commitment. Accordingly, the government has decided that each household and business will be required to pay a monthly fee effective January 1, 2027, the amount of which will be communicated to the public at a later date. Mr. Speaker, providing an efficient waste management system must be matched by a strong culture of environmental responsibility. Government will therefore undertake a comprehensive review of the existing legislation governing waste management and littering, with a view to strengthening enforcement measures and introducing tougher penalties for indiscriminate littering and other environmental offenses. Those who undermine the cleanliness of our communities and the beauty of our country must be held accountable.
So come January 1, every household and business will pay a waste management fee. Those fees will be announced very shortly, huh? Interesting. Now, what has happened to the environmental fee? Anybody can speak to that? I know they were put in place to take care of all our rubbish problems many years ago. What has happened to the environmental fee? Can somebody tell me? Now another fee to take care of waste management, of course. I all agree, and we all agree that a fee should be put in place. But can we get some explanation as to why a new fee? What has happened to the environmental fee introduced many years ago? I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question out loud. Huh? What has happened to the environmental fee? All right, we just have to we have rescheduled the UE, so we won't be engaging UE this morning until sometime. Okay, I do apologize. But let's go back to the subject at hand now. Waste management fee to be introduced come January 1. The minister just announced that, of course, it was announced in the budget. The fees will be announced very, very shortly. So, on the telephone, are you there? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Matt, next, free housing. Well, it's a levy. It's not a rent, it's a levy. Oh. Who's going in the dictionary to see if it's a levy to protect the banks or residential areas, or levy, which is a tax as well? Who's going to do that, Matt? Matt, isn't there an existing eco tax, Matt, or how they call it, Matt, an environmental levy, Matt?
Yes, environmental fee for sure.
On importation, you pay a levy, which is a tax, Matt, a fee, money on importation for all environmental waste. Matt, you telling me a double taxation on, and they're going to privatize, Matt. Will you be a part of solid waste, Matt?
Oh, they're going to privatize the business too. Of course, those interested. Maybe Blessings, you may be interested in that too.
Me, Matt, is the man see me, they just throwing a heap of garbage on me. Come out there, you're not involved. That is the cabal thing. Matt, that man of criminality, Matt, do not be surprised. Remember, it's at a later date, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
They say very, very soon. No, they just say at a later date. Because remember, Matt, by-election is just around the corner. And they might postpone it for after general elections. Because what they want to do, they know Dominicans have, a lot of us have short attention span, Matt. We don't forget fast. So guess what? They might just pass it after the general election. And the next approach, Matt, and trust me, that is coming, all the free housing, Matt, they have to pay a levy for maintenance. It is not rental. All you're very good. Other places people have to pay rent, and they fool them. They lie. They use words, and people want to tell me, oh, call Dominicans this, call Dominican. That level of psychological abuse, Matt. Dominicans are never accustomed to that level of brutality, not under Lee Blanc, Patrick, John, Miss Charles, Edison, James, none of them. Not that criminality there that have to end by any means necessary. And as I said, our missile billions, Matt have they ever denied that we have billions stashed away overseas?
Not that I know.
The matter is in court for the money to be returned. The international community is asking this criminal enterprise to return the monies they have stashed away. And you have billions stashed away, and you're bleeding for people for every penny. Scared who you're working for. You wicked man. Thank you.
Environmental levy coming January 1. The fees to be announced, as I said, very shortly. Or will it be announced? The question is, somebody's asking, what about the environmental levy? Where is the increase of salary to meet the added fees? How can you add more spending on a stagnant salary? Somebody else is asking a very important question. Bro, is that going to eat away into the 10% flat tax? On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Interested.
Matt, good morning.
Morning to you, sir. How you doing?
Madam, I'm so happy you raised that issue because really and truly some of us might be, dozing off still. But Matt, are you aware that the Solid Waste Management Corporation,
oh yes,
they have instituted what they call a hauler's fee that has just been increased to $100?
I've not been informed of that. No.
Well, I'm telling you, so that, Matt, and that has happened to me. So I am not. This is not conjecture, right? It was $25, and the fee is now going to be increased to $100. This is what happened to me, man. The solid waste had not picked up garbage for 8 days. I took the garbage, put it in my truck, went to dump the garbage, and I was told that I'm a hauler. So I have to pay $25. I said, but wait a minute. That is garbage that you all should have picked up that you did not pick up. The girl said, well, it's not me that do that. That's not my job. All I can tell you is that you're a hauler and you have to pay the money. So I had to pay $25 because I'm a hauler, and then I think another $20 for the garbage, whatever it was. Now the hauler's fee is $100. So is that fee going to be on top of that? Because let's face it, man, the solid waste management has not been able to do an efficient job of garbage collection in the country. The Prime Minister promised them some new trucks, and they got some other trucks that were 20 years old from England. That two of them broke down from the free that we got. That still can't do the job. What are we going to pay for? What are the people of Dominica going to pay for? If you're going to pay a fee that government will institute on your bill, whether you like bill or your DOASCO bill or whatever bill that was proposed some time ago, what is it that you're paying for? And will you, in fact, get the service? Why are we implementing a fee on the Dominican public without an efficient garbage collection and disposal system? Why is that happening? You do not have an efficient system yet. You are charging a hauler's fee for people who will bring the garbage to the landfill if you didn't pick it up. And now you're saying that every citizen must pay that. When are we going to take note and stop and ask a few questions for ourselves? And that's the question I want to ask, because as it is now, it seems that we are just in a place where you decide.
Pastor, what has happened to the environmental fee? That was that's in place many years ago. What happened to that?
Interestingly, Matt, when that fee was being introduced, it was said that it would be to help with the disposal of the things that we are importing into the country. I don't know if you remember those statements, but it was said to us that the environmental levy is supposed to take care of that which we're importing into the country. That's why it was placed on every good, right, at the port of entry. So you couldn't avoid it. Why? Because once you import this, then you have to pay to dispose of it. Now, That's not been removed. We are being told now you have to pay per individual for disposing of the garbage. My understanding is that that environmental levy is going into the consolidated fund. The consolidated fund is the money that government used to do everything, right? So no money goes to solid waste management that is responsible for the management of waste in the country. Government uses it to do what they want, and now they're saying, okay, well, we have solid waste management to manage, and so we have to find a way to manage them. But you took the money already to manage them under that fee. And now you're saying to us that we need to pay for the collection of the garbage. Now, I don't have a problem in principle with people paying for the collection of garbage, man. Understand me? But the government is penalizing people for its inefficiency, so that you institute an environmental levy and you are not able to provide an efficient service for what you institute the levy for. And now you're saying we now need to charge you for the collection of garbage, right? Because we want to collect the garbage efficiently. But the system is not doing that. When are you going to give us an efficient garbage disposal system that we can pay for, but you can double charge us? You can make us pay environmental levy at the port, and then make us pay garbage disposal again. You have to tell us why. On the same, like somebody said.
So why are they holding back on announcing that waste management fee? And I'm just curious, why are they holding back on that?
Well, that's I'm going to give you an opinionated response.
Okay.
Political gimmickry. That's the answer. Political gimmickry.
Yeah.
In other words, we're not going to announce it yet, because if we announce it now, it might not work in our favor. And add the rest of the sentences if you want. But that's political gimmickry.
All right. Thank you very much for 493-095-96 and 97. Yes, a management fee will be introduced come January 1. Somebody says this government needs to go as soon as possible from yesterday. Dominica, now is the time before it gets worse. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Good afternoon to you, man.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Oh, sorry, I'm living in the future. Matt, you're talking about the environmental levy and so on that was put on.
Mm-hmm.
You know that we have to pay the money when we're importing a vehicle. Plus,
right. Mm-hmm.
Other things. Matt, I'm asking again, what happened to the litter wardens that they are paid? They are not working as they're supposed to. So what has happened also with the litter wardens? What is the position of the litter wardens? Good morning.
Somebody suggesting this is where the disposable income will be going. People, just open your eyes. On the telephone, hello, talk to me again. January 1, eh? Hello, talk to me, yeah?
Matt, good morning. And how are you this morning?
Morning to you, sir. How are you?
Not too bad. But I am not against we have to make a contribution for garbage collection, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt, what I want to tell the people, the authorities, the powers that be, when you make us pay this fee and you're not able to pick up the garbage on time, what is going to happen?
Because from the information I got this morning, I think it's going to be privatized. Actually, they're even offering some fees off. If you want to get into the garbage business, I suspect you may get some fees off on port duties. So if you want to get into that business, it would be a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I am just saying that if you make people pay, then the service must be at least satisfactory.
Yes,
okay?
Efficient. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes. For 493-095, but they have again not announced what fee is going to be. Hello, talk to me. I know people are crying. Yes, hello. Yes, another fee.
But could it be that Skerrit is no longer? Could it be that Skerrit have no access to our billions because they give it to a Lebanese to be in charge of Matt? Could it be that man have no access to that money? Matt, I don't care what somebody says. Skerrit can be Satan. His actions quite diabolic, devilish. But Matt, can a man be that wicked? There are two scenarios, then I'm going to explain them to you quickly, Matt. It's either Skerrit have no access to our billions, he gonna trust a man. Remember, not the same MMC that taking him to court for breach of contract, no man?
Mm-hmm.
But the next thing, the Chinese and Skerrit, or the Chinese have Skerrit by his testicles and his throat, Matt, to press Dominicans so much until all of us run away. Dominica is already halfway empty, Matt. So the Chinese will just inherit Dominica, Matt, because there is no other logic. I don't believe Skerrit is that wicked and evil as he is, Matt. Why would you want to do that to people, Matt? Matt, can you imagine you're pressing? You see, like when you have pashy cocoa, Matt, and you squeeze it and take out every milk from it, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
For you to get squeezing and no more milk is coming out, but you still there squeezing. That's what Skerrit is doing to the people of Dominica. Skerrit, we have no more milk, no more blood. Stop squeezing the people of Dominica. I mean, I know the foolishness about labor, workers, UWP, or whatever, freedom. For years, I telling Dominicans I am not in that. But I'm looking out for this blessed piece of land. I've been into the interior of Dominica, a good bit of places, and I see the beauty of the hills and valleys and waterfalls and rivers and floral and fauna and all of that, Matt. And to lose Dominica would be a disgraceful, abominable shame on the behalf of the churches, the Bar Association, and all these other organizations. So you mean no police cannot say, like make a thing, we arrest Skerrit, no man? Because Skerrit is doing too much, Matt. What more Skerrit have to do? And in conclusion, Matt, if a man is trying everything in his power to destroy you, what will you not do to destroy that man before he destroy you? Thank you.
Somebody says, man, this is not about garbage disposal management. It is about this contributing to the 1.2 billion budget we clap for. And remember, we aren't exporting anything except passports. Sales are dwindling. Waste management fee coming soon. No announcement date as to how much will be charged. Pastor Rodney says it's political gimmickry. Yeah?
Good morning. Honestly, village councils supposed to be collecting, well, different villages maybe have a different amount. An amount of money from residents as house rate or whatever every year.
Mm.
I think a more concerted effort should be made towards collecting those monies, and those monies may go towards that. Or Dominicans living overseas, they pay all kind of house owners taxes and land taxes and whatever, and all those monies goes towards maintaining the community and is on picking up garbage and all those things and whatever. So maybe we need to introduce those things in our society. But lo and behold, the government, whether this one, previous ones, or those to come, use the money that people are paying for a certain service to do the service. For example, people's vehicles being destroyed on the road and people paying taxes and levies for highway. Somebody died in Dodan a while ago. That road supposed to have a rating or something. And I wonder if the family sued the government for that, because the vehicle owners paid for their protection on the road and the money is not going towards that. So people should start to look in those directions, suing the government for certain things, negligence that happen on the road, because they paid to avoid those negligence and accidents from happening. People need to start going those ways, because there are taxes and levies people pay in Dominica for a certain purpose. And when you look at it, you're not seeing anything being done. There is a particular tourist site. I am sure I went there in 2021. I am almost 100% sure if I go back there now, there is a particular thing I noticed, and a lot of people have seen it. If I go back there now, it is still the same way. You understand? So all those monies, where are they going to? paying salaries and whatever to public officers and buying medication for the hospital, okay, I agree. If the money is going towards that, I agree. So do you see now there is a need for us to start producing more and exporting stuff and make money in different ways, different forms of making money and generate revenue? Because if every dollar people pay for highway levy and this and that, it goes towards something else. We are getting nowhere at the end of the day.
A modern and reliable waste management system requires sustainable financing. That issue was carefully examined during the national budget consultations and the public consultations conducted by the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, where there was broad consensus that maintaining a modern and reliable waste management system requires a shared national commitment. Accordingly, the government has decided that each household and business will be required to pay a monthly fee effective January 1, 2027, the amount of which will be communicated to the public at a later date. Mr. Speaker, providing an efficient waste management system must be matched by a strong culture of environmental responsibility. Government will therefore undertake a comprehensive review of the existing legislation governing waste management and littering, with a view to strengthening enforcement measures and introducing tougher penalties for indiscriminate littering and other environmental offenses. Those who undermine the cleanliness of our communities and the beauty of our country must be held
Good morning, Matt. You know, Matt, I tried not to stay quiet for a while, you know, not to really say anything to see if other persons in my area would say something. But Matt, as you know, everybody seemed to be afraid of talking. I don't know what they're afraid of, but I'm not afraid. Matt, just recently, it took us 8 weeks and 1 day to get a garbage pickup from solid waste in our area where I live in Picard. Not just me affected, a number of persons live in my area, but 8 weeks and 1 day before we got a garbage pickup.
Well, the fact that they putting this collection activities in the hands of some private people, according to them, they will be offering some good rates at the port for those interested in getting involved in that business. Hello, talk to me. Yes, are you there, caller? Sorry. 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. Are you there, caller? Yes.
Yeah, good morning, Matt. How are you?
How you doing? How you doing? Yes.
Okay. Calling from Salisbury, Matt. Matt is an embarrassment in Salisbury today. Matt, rubbish all over the place. All over the place, and Matt, I'm very concerned about my people in Salisbury. I do not want my people to get sick. And rats all over the place, moving all over the place.
Oh, but that's the point that the minister is saying, that it's going to come a time when you have to pay for, you know, for you. Are you prepared to pay for that, Mr. Ned?
Yeah, but Matt, what I'm saying now, these people get money, a lot of money from our sales of our passport. These things, 26 years this government have been in office. This thing should have put in position long time. Long time. They should have organized all those things there for 26 years. They're in office. But the people upset in Salisbury because we have babies and we have all kind of sick persons in Salisbury. Elderly. But we are calling on the government to send a truck to remove that garbage today. Today we want it to be removed. Matthew, you was in Salisbury on Sunday.
As a matter of fact, I spoke to Mr. Bruno. Mr. Bruno owns that hall, and he was talking about the rubbish problem. He seemed very, very, mad about what was going on in Salisbury. He did.
Bad. It's bad. I'm in the village right now. I'm a counselor. And I'm there right now. So I'm waiting for them to come. So,
All right, let's see if they turn up. Thank you very much. 449-3095-96 and 97. Matt, if you want to hide something from a Dominican, put it in a report. Environmental levy and environmental surcharge should be in the Director of Audit report. The amount collected and how was it utilized should be there. A great place to start is to request an audit report. We've been hearing a lot of audit reports. Hello, talk to me. Yes, good morning. Are you there, caller? Yes, hello. Sorry about that. You're on the line, but you're more than that. Husband of ours keep beating us. Is more we start talking or telling everyone how we love him. Dominicans love me is real, boy. That's a WhatsApp message. On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Yes,
Good morning, Matt. How are you?
Morning to you, sir. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. Matt, I must call on this environmental everything, okay? But I want to preamble it by saying, over the years, there have been many budget presentations which have done two things. One, promises to the people of Dominica that have never been come to fruition or delivered. And secondly, tax measures on the people of Dominica that they do not know where their tax dollars are going to. We have had levy after levy, the environmental levy on vehicles, this levy, that levy on vehicles, on various things. And Dominicans cannot say that they see a direct result of the expenditure from those levies in the various sectors, not the health sector, not the communication sector, not port, not nothing that we see that are happening. And yet the government comes now and says they're going to put a levy for, solid waste, etc.
They call it a waste management fee. Waste management, yes.
Waste management, fine. But there are several factors to be considered. Sometimes we have to be a little more alert about these shiny, brilliant ideas that we think are brilliant ideas put forward by this government to fool people. Because people are being fooled once again. The question is, Matt, have you ever had the Minister of Finance, Health, or Environment come to the people of Dominica, or even the Prime Minister, and explain to them why over the past year, garbage collection has not been able to be collected as it should have been?
No.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Have you ever heard public accountability from the government officials explaining to the people around Dominica while we have rubbish stinking up the place, piling up the place, and not being picked up? Have you heard a logistical, official, administrative, financial address to the people of Dominica why they have had to endure this for the past year? Have you heard that?
No.
And yet the government is coming now without public accountability and coming to demand more money from the people of Dominica to provide a service that they say they're going to provide. There are many questions to be raised there. There are a lot of details that are missing. So we are being fooled by the glitter of people who want to go into private sector to come. We know how this government operates. You think they're going to give it to opposition people? You think they're going to give it to people, as they say, who is not one of them?
Mm-hmm.
You think the ministers and the cabinet are going to approve any and anybody who can afford, who is able to, who is well intended to do those services, or is it going to be another show of nepotism where they're going to call their individual prime supporters in the various communities and say, come. They have done it at the Aid Bank. They have done it at small business. They have done it all over. They have done it everywhere. They have done it everywhere where once they put funds available to the people of Dominica, they call who they want to access those funds and they give it to who they want. God forbid the number of kickbacks because we know we can say, and there are people who have said it. There are people who are not timid about it. They will tell you when they get those opportunities, there are kickbacks. It has to go something into somebody's pocket. So there's little accountability and there's little transparency. And now with all the taxes that are placed on the people of Dominica, they're being asked to pay something else again that may not come to fruition. We have had solid waste. Before last year, solid waste was properly managed. We have had no accountability, no official statement. So before they can come to the people of Dominica and ask them again for more, they owe it to the people of Dominica to explain why. And unless they do that, the people of Dominica should resist paying anything more. Anything more. Because you see, there's always this trade-off of pretending that they can fool people by all kind of thing. You listen to the last budget, and everybody's giving it some kind of praise, and everybody's just clapping, and we just get so sidetracked, and we don't see through the smoke screen, and we do not understand the fact that this is a government who's holding on to strings and will grasp at anything. All this creative industry thing that they're talking about, and all this system for small business, and we know who has gotten it. How many opposition supporters or how many genuine bona fide Dominicans have benefited from all these opportunities and financial plows that they have put over the past few years? So Dominica must be very alert to this new thing. And while you might be on the radio this morning touting the ministers, thinking it is so great and grand, we need to dig deeper. We need to demask and demystify, right, what is behind that smoke screen. Because once again, the people of Dominica will be lured into some kind of halo effect where at the end of the day, they are the ones who are suffering more. So some people must come on this radio and dissect this. And just as we are fooled by the...
So you're basically saying, yeah, this new fee to be introduced January 1 is not justified. That's the point you're making this morning.
It's not a question of justified. Is it valid? And of course, it may not be justified because, first of all, did we hear what is the estimated revenue that would come from that?
Well, according to the report I heard this morning, $14 million EC has been spent on garbage collection and disposal.
$14 million has been spent.
Yeah,
Totally. How? Given to who? To the what?
I agree.
Secondly, because when people giving ballpark figures, they need to line items. Secondly, did the government say how much money they expect to generate from this new tax? Did they say that?
No.
They didn't say that. And therefore, if they cannot say how much money they expect to generate, do the people of Dominica know exactly how much more they are expected to pay? All we heard is households and businesses. So every household...
And they also said that it will be announced soon. The rate will be announced
soon. Yeah, but you go into the budget, you go into table, it's going to be passed in Parliament, tell the people of Dominica no. So it will be announced soon where behind the scenes, when nobody's looking, when nobody's listening, and they just get it back in their face one morning. Every household must know now when that is around, how much am I expected to pay? And every business, and not only that, you have to outline the frequency of the garbage collection. Are they going to come once a week? Are they going to come once a month? How are we going to determine the cost factor and the budgetary allocation as to what is the frequency and the quantum of garbage collection that is going to be derived from that? Is we going to get figure and then they're going to say, okay, we calculate it for once a month or once a week? We don't know those details. We have to dig deeper. We have to analyze those things. Yes, we've had a garbage problem. Nobody has explained to us how we came across having. We've never had a garbage problem in Dominica, not in the 70s with Central Water Authority, not in the 80s, not in the 90s. How did this come about? It came about because of incompetence and lack of planning and improper administration. And the people who are accountable to the people of Dominica have not told them why is it in the 40-year history of the government of the nationhood of Dominica, or since Dominica determined self-governance, okay, why is it that all of a sudden we have a garbage collection problem in Dominica? Did they see it coming? Did they plan properly? Did they budget properly? And I suggest, you see, that is just another cause and effect formula of this government. You know, when they create problems on purpose,
Mhm.
they allow things to go out of hand and to decay for them to come back and say they solved the problem. That's why Blessings is always say it's a rip. Because you're abusing the people, you're allowing them to suffer, and then you want to come like a messiah to solve the problem without explaining to the people of Dominica why is it you've had this problem and why are we being told to pay more. And so you know what is the trade-off? They know all those things are coming. And so what do you think? That you think they're going to put more money in the hands of Dominicans? No. You know what they're going to say? We're going to eliminate taxes. You eliminating taxes, but you putting more tax on them. So they're going to pay less tax from their salary, but you're going to take more money from them from the residual amount that you are giving them back. Okay? And have you been able to see the table of the specifications regarding how much each person is going to get in return?
No.
The Prime Minister alone is going to earn $40,000 more for that new tax thing, while the average teacher is only going to get $58 back. Or the average public servant is going to get $400. The average minister is going to get something like $19,000 back. Do the calculations. I think Dr. Fountain must have presented that some time ago. But do the calculations as to what the average person is going to get back from that so-called tax incentive at the end of the day, and how much the senior government officials are going to get. Never mind the business sector. Okay, so that is what we have to look at. And when they say they're eliminating tax, you know what? They're going to tax. So they get $58 that the average public servant is going to get back in their pocket for the year. They're going to have to end up spending $100, $200 more. You think they're smart? They're so smart, they think they can fool the people of Dominica.
Thank you very much. Well said. Mr. Joseph, good morning to you. There's currently strong lethal laws in Dominica. They are not enforced. Enforcement helps create and maintain a clean environment. Waste management is a business with the ability to generate revenue from usable gas. It has to be planned and designed with science and engineering. All right, Dominic, let's go back to the telephone. It's 9:15. We'll take a break in a minute. Are you there, caller? Yes. Yes, sir.
You went from the talk. Man get also get tired of talking. Man get burn it up. And keep up. Okay?
I haven't heard one word you said. Call back on another line. You were not very clear. I haven't heard one word you said there. Hello, talk to me, yes? Or speak up. Are you there, caller? Sorry. Call me back. I call her because I haven't heard one word you said. Thank you very much. Are you there, caller? Yes.
Yes, Matt, good morning. I'm saying a big thank you to Simeon Josie. Thank you, Simeon.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Dominic, it's already 9:11 in the morning. We'll come back right after this. Stick around.
$50,000 in prizes with over 390 chances to win. Enjoy daily and weekly rewards, including scholarship packages, tablet bundle, handset bundle, power bundle, and so much more. Want to qualify? Easy. Simply pay your bill in full and on time. Activate any 3G plan or higher. Bundle your postpaid plan with Digi Duo or sign up for Digicel Home Internet. The more you activate, the more chances you have to win. Visit your nearest Digicel store or speak to a Digicel representative today. Terms and conditions apply. Connect, pay, win.
Why sacrifice when you can have it all? At ISA Trading Limited, world-class quality meets unbeatable prices every single day. From fresh groceries to stylish furniture, cool AC units, durable tools, sleek TVs, and booming stereo system, we've got everything under one roof. ISA Trading Limited isn't just a store; it is a place where quality and value live side by side. We are making a difference for you. Come in today and experience shopping the way it should be.
All you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossies. I tried to dock in, but he had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power with us, huh? Fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossies. And you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. To park I expect him, why? But it could him up here for Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Floss's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Floss's can't do it to you.
Fresh market. Where money don't count and the pocket that hurts you. A fresh market. Fresh market. We are open 7 days a week with the top of the line products. Well stocked supermarket and pharmacy, health and beauty care, fresh produce and meats prepared daily, hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meals, sandwiches, salads, and desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the bayfront, environment friendly, and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it. Fresh your one stop. Fresh market,
Be proud of the Creole 365 movement, as Creole Habit features one of Dominica's illustrious musicians, Mike Morrow. Former leader, arranger, lead guitarist, and vocalist of the favorites, Cadell Slips of Band, Bounce Combo, Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow will be the special guest on Creole Habit 365 edition this Friday, August 14th, 10:30 a.m. on Q95 FM, the big station. Mike Morrow. Hosted by Senator Prince Leroy Roddick Shouts. And we'll also be live at Q95 Facebook page and YouTube channel. Let's celebrate the brilliance of one of the sons of the city that never slept, Maho. This Friday on Creole Habit from 10:30 a.m. on Q95 the big station. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow on Creole 365, where the culture, our people, our pride. Every day up to you. I'm at your side.
Make back to school easy with a Courts Ready Cash loan. Get up to $20,000 for all your back-to-school expenses. Cover tuition, school fees, books, uniforms, and school supplies. Plus, one lucky winner will win $2,000 cash when they take a Courts Ready Cash back-to-school loan of $2,500 and over. Apply today and get ready for the new school year. Make back-to-school easy with a Courts Ready Cash loan. Courts Ready Cash. Ready when you are. Offer ends August 25th, 2026. Conditions apply.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Toppers snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in
I
Dominica.
think going shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloomberg? Do you have a farm? You tell me, that's how tell sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Roseau. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Why settle for less when you can have it all? At ISA Trading Limited, world-class quality meets unbeatable prices every single day. From fresh groceries to stylish furniture, cool AC units, durable tools, sleek TVs, and booming stereo system, we've got everything under one roof. ISA Trading Limited isn't just a store, it is a place where quality and value live side by side. We are making a difference for you. Come in today and experience shopping the way it should be.
Win your share of $50,000 in prizes with over 390 prizes to win. Enjoy daily and weekly rewards, including scholarship packages, tablet bundle, handset bundle, power bundle, and so much more. Want to qualify? It's easy. Simply pay your bill in full and on time. Activate any 3G plan or higher. Bundle your postpaid plan with DG Duo or sign up for Digicel Home Internet. The more you activate, the more chances you have to win. Visit your nearest Digicel store or speak to a Digicel representative today. Terms and conditions apply. Connect, pay, win.
What is summer is digital only? Summer mood.
Fine Foods Inc. presents its annual Hotter Than a Summer Splash. It's the ultimate end of summer family event on Saturday, August 29th at Lindo Park in Goodwill. Come join us for a day of sampling, giveaways, games, and massive discounts. Food and drinks on sale at happy hour prices. The entrance is absolutely free. The ultimate summer event starts at 12 p.m. sharp. It's gonna be a blast. Don't miss it.
Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by AutoTrade every last Thursday. At AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
A modern and reliable waste management system requires sustainable financing. That issue was carefully examined during the national budget consultations and the public consultations conducted by the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, where there was broad consensus that maintaining a modern and reliable waste management system requires a shared national commitment. Accordingly, the government has decided that each household and business will be required to pay a monthly fee effective January 1, 2027, the amount of which will be communicated to the public at a later date. Mr. Speaker, providing an efficient waste management system must be matched by a strong culture of environmental responsibility. Government will therefore undertake a comprehensive review of the existing legislation governing waste management and littering, with a view to strengthening enforcement measures and introducing tougher penalties for indiscriminate littering and other environmental offenses. Those who undermine the cleanliness of our communities and the beauty of our country must be held accountable.
Somebody says to me here, man, several years ago, the government privatized garbage collection. A few individuals bought garbage trucks and were picking up garbage all over the island. These individuals had to give up the business because the government owed them hundreds of thousands of dollars and refused to pay. When they did, they paid a couple of thousands at a time and may still be owing years after. Here they go again. asking persons to take that risk again when they were owing thousands of dollars before. Let's go back to the telephone. Yes.
Hey, Matt. Good morning, brother. Thank you for taking the call. How are you?
Good morning, man. Taking it one day at a time.
Well, boss, that's all you can do. You try more than that and you will be in trouble. Matt,
Yes,
your
sir.
last caller, the one just before you took your break, he presented what I call an excellent analysis of the situation regarding this government handling of things and problems such as this new garbage situation. One of the things he pointed to, and that is actually most interesting. This government right here, of all the governments we've had, we have not had a garbage problem in Dominica. This government has been presenting problem after problem as it relates to garbage. Matt, isn't this government, this scary government, isn't this the longest serving government that we have had?
That's true. That's a fact.
Thank you very much. The longest serving government that we have had in Dominica, and for the first time, we are experiencing a major garbage problem. The caller before mentioned how this government likes to create problems and then come and pretend that they are solving the problem. The only problem with that is they are the ones who have created the problem, and the garbage is no exception. And you can see how it is just being used to pull money from Dominicans who already do not have money to buy basic necessities, and they will say that they are solving problems. Why didn't he present some numbers like was alluded to earlier on, such as this is how much we were spending, this is how much it cost, this is how much we need. When we do this, none of those things, but you can come and you already know it's going to be implemented on the 1st of January, which is likely after an election. In other words, they already know that this thing is so detrimental that they need not provide the information that would allow us to make an intelligent decision. Well, Matt, I don't want to be too long. We Dominicans ought to by now be in a position to make the most obvious and intelligent decision. And that decision is get rid of the monkey on our backs. The monkey on our backs right now is right before our eyes. This government that has been in office for 26 years, and 26 years later, you came in and met garbage well under control, everything. And 26 years later, you jump up and you say, garbage is such a problem in this country, you all have to pay more. What we have found out is we need to pay more. We need to pay more. You cannot account for all that we have been paying already, but you know how much now that we want to pay, but you're hiding it. The answer is simple. If we want to solve our problem in Dominica, Matt, and we have many...
So would you agree that this is election gimmickry, calling somebody else?
Tell me again, sorry?
Would you agree, as somebody explained earlier, this is election gimmickry, the fact that they're not announcing the price?
Absolutely, election gimmickry. That is gimmickry. That is exactly what it is. So we Dominicans, we have one option that makes sense at this time. That option is to get rid of the longest serving government that has run us broke in this country. It has taken away our ability to earn an income. It has taken away our ability to save money as a nation. It has taken away our ability to get rid of our garbage. It's taken away our ability to find employment. And I will stop here because I will be going on all morning if I have to talk about the problems that have been created by this government. Let us solve it. To begin solving it, we must be able, we must be eligible to vote. To be eligible to vote, we must register to vote if we have never voted. Or we must confirm that if we have voted before, we must confirm our names wherever we have voted, so that when that election is called, starting with the one for the 7th of September, we must, every action by us Dominicans will be to get rid of this government. First on September 7th, get rid of that. We'll put in place a war zone off. That will be the first sign. And then shortly thereafter, when the general election is called, then we go full throttle and get rid of our problem so that we can get a fresh breath of air in this beautiful country of ours. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you. 449-3095, 449-3096, and 449-3097. I guess you were listening. Somebody says his final wordsman is Mr. McIntyre. In that interview just played, he said, those responsible for damaging our environment and the beauty of our country must be held responsible. Yet we seem afraid to hold this government responsible, huh? Who's responsible for damaging the environment? That's the question being asked there. You're blaming everybody else but yourself. That's the point in that statement. Hello, are you there, caller? Who's destroying the environment? Are you there, caller? Hello? Nobody there. On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Yes. Caller?
Hi, Mr. Matt, how are you, man?
How you doing?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to call this morning to congratulate Ms. Cara Shillingford for having secured the participation in the election as a candidate for the Salisbury constituency. Hillary, being a friend of mine, I thought it fitting to call and congratulate his daughter. I do have a lot of respect for persons who would have stayed in Dominica after going to university and having decided that they want to make a contribution to the development of Dominica. And I just want to set on record my congratulations to her, and I wish her the best. I hope that in politics we can learn to see the reality of what it is, and it is easy to stand on the outside and say what has to be done and what should be done. But as persons get more involved in politics, they will better understand the true reality of what politics truly entails. And I just want to wish her the best.
I thought you were actually calling Mr. Floyd Capitol and to, of course, speak to the subject at hand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you there?
Yes.
Yes, I thought you were calling to contribute. I'm happy that you call and congratulate my friend there, Cara. But I'm saying we were talking about the rubbish disposal problem and your government decision to put a waste management fee. Do you want to comment on that at all?
Well, the government's decision to put a waste management fee has not really been a government decision.
It's what?
It has basically been a decision based on consultation. There was a series of consultations, and this fee was proposed by a number of persons within the that were consulted.
Okay.
So I think this has nothing to do with. Obviously, at the end of the day, the buck ends with the government.
Mm-hmm.
But it was agreed, far and large, to support the introduction of that fee. One would agree that the level of garbage there is today, it has never been in that way in the history of Dominica in terms of the amount of waste that is being produced.
But would you be able to tell us there then, Floyd? Would you be able to tell us, because we've had a lot of issues with the environmental levy? Can you place on the record as to what government may have been doing with the environmental fee?
Yeah, the environmental levy can, as the name suggests, has issues as it relates to the maintenance of the environment. But if one were to pay attention to the true cost of managing the landfill, one would realize that the environmental levy does not provide sufficient resources to manage the entire cost, the cost of an excavator having to manage and work on the landfill and the cost of transportation truck in this.
But has government, you're making the point, and I may want to agree with you, but has government provided the kind of figures that you want to talk about?
Well,
but you're talking cost, I'm saying, but how much have they spent? How much have they received? The people of Dominica have never received those numbers.
Right, I'm not in a position to say that. I'm not aware that the people of Dominica have requested these numbers. The challenge we have in this country, Matt, you must appreciate that everybody has a conclusion on what something is supposed to be,
right,
without the facts. And even when you try to present the facts, they already know the answer. So people come in and speak on issues that have no significance in Dominica.
But don't you think that would be provided by an audit report, for example?
Well, there's the parliamentary process makes it possible for an audit report. All I'm saying is that everything can be provided. The finances of a country are public information, they're not private information. So if this information are requested, they can be achieved. So the parliamentarians can request it in parliament. They can request for it to be tabled in parliament. There are different mechanisms that things can be triggered.
But in the days, say, of Ozzy Luis, we used to have audit reports every year. Why has that changed? Why has that changed?
Well, I cannot speak to why has that changed. I think there was a time where audits took some time to, I can't remember when last audit Luis was there, but that would have been a long time. But I know even for companies, my own company, myself, it takes some time. I might be a bit behind on a few years and things of that nature. So it takes you some time to catch up. You will understand, I know, for example, in the private sector, the difficulty there is with professionals to carry out audits and things of that nature. I can't speak for the government because I don't know the details, but I know the challenges with the amount of work accountants and auditors have, that sometimes even getting numbers out of them as far as you want it can be difficult sometimes. But I can speak in general.
You're not speaking for the government.
To that case, I don't want to make an excuse for the government. All I'm saying is that in information that is of the public that is requested, I think should be made public. And what the politicians need to do, you have representatives from Margot in the parliament and from Salisbury, and you have a number of senators. Put the questions to the House and get the information submitted. Or when you attend the press conference, Matt, ask the Prime Minister for the information. And if he does not have it today, tell him next press conference you will request it of him.
All right, caller. Thank you, Mr. Capitole. Thank you very much. Thank you. So you see, ask your parliamentarians, according to Mr. Floyd Capitole, who just called to congratulate Kyra Schillenfeld, or congratulate his friend Hillary on his daughter's achievement as becoming the next power rep in Rosso. All right, thank you very much. On the telephone, talk to me. Yes,
Mark.
Yes, yes.
But when come so at one time, you're going to get garbage truck.
You gonna what?
You're going to get garbage truck. Garbage truck, talk to the garbage.
Garbage trucks, yeah. Well, they say the private people are gonna get into
that. Hear me, listen to me, Mark.
I'm listening to you.
I'm going to buy old truck that work at the side, so get packed up. Buy brand new truck, do work. All your money, so you can get that job solved.
All right, caller, thank you very much. So you were shouting, I wasn't hearing it. One word you said there, but you're talking about getting new, from what I gather, you were talking about getting new garbage trucks. Hello, talk to me, yes? Good morning.
Not perfect gas lighting. Floyd, boy, you Capitole. Damn. This is perfect gas lighting, man. The people does not have the ability or the intelligence, man. You listen to Simeon Joseph, man. Dr. Irvin Andre and other great minds, man. So they need the power reps or the government official to explain what they already know. Now insert in the head, according to Mr. Capitole, that they does not know, they does not understand. You have not the authority to speak on things. They are much too complicated. Matt, these are basic, particularly for educated people like the gentleman I mentioned. Okay, Matt? But they are psychologists. Dominicans, a lot of us does not have the mental, or we are not prepared, like with the mental maturity to deal with those psychologists, problem, reaction, solution. Matthew, an official, a very beautiful woman. She works in government or maybe privately. You have the influence because you cannot get to her to get her fired, to get her dismissed, to deprive her from her independence, Matt. And then after you do that secretly, you come pretending to be helping, and that is what it's going to be to appear like. So now she watches as a savior, not knowing you're the same one who victimized her, who deprived her from her independence, Matt, and her daily bread. And all of a sudden you get to where you wanted to be at, Matt. You know what I'm talking about? No, Matt, you know where man want to be at?
I know.
And all of a sudden, now, you know, or you become best of friends because an open door policy, a hunting season, when you're the same criminal who covertly or secretly, Matt, through your influence, intervene and allow her to lose her job. And that's the game Scary them is playing. Or do you think things are easy? Let us leave Dominica full of rats when they will not meet Demetrio Isabel Tree. It's blessing that is going to get leptosclerosis. Now the people are crying. No, Matt, an additional tax or payment to dispose of garbage. You already have existing payments. The environmental levy. Matt, what kind of creature who does that to a people that are already dung on their backs, Matt, like a tortoise or turtle, without the assistance of somebody else? You're going to their wiggle until you die. Matt, Scary is evil. And Friday, trust me, that's a perfect strategy of gaslighting. Do not believe what you see. You're going to believe and understand what I tell you your reality is. Matt, it is criminal. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We have to stop coming up with Bloombox. And we'll continue to talk right after this, okay? It's 9:39. We have about 5 more minutes. Are you there, caller? Sorry about that. So what really does our tax pay for? Only salaries? We have to take special tax for everything from our general taxes? Hello, talk to me. Yes. Hello. Greetings.
Hi, greetings, Matt.
Greetings, my brother. Greetings, yes.
This is Dr. IP.
Dr. IP, welcome.
How are you doing? Everybody, I'd like to say greetings to the listening public, too.
Uh-huh.
I just want to, I don't know, what I want to do is to remind the listening public that the most important thing we can be doing in Dominica right now to try to change the situation we're in is to make sure we all go and get confirmed to vote and encourage others to do so. So I'd just like to take the opportunity to do that. Greetings.
All right, thank you very much. Dr. IP encouraging persons to go confirm. To get rid of the many problems we have in Dominica. That's his plea this morning. Dr. IP. If the project in Debouche not destroying the environment, who should be held accountable?
So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, Gus, how the hell sort? I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. He say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Somebody says front men like Capitola never know what's relevant to the public. Our next up, as I said, Bloombox will be connecting with Mr. Carlton Lando. for a few minutes, and then we'll continue to talk. Well, let's take our final phone call for the morning, of course, before we present Carlton Lander from Bloombox. Are you there, caller? Yes.
Good morning, Matt, and good morning to the listeners.
Morning to
Matt,
you.
why are we always getting the Capitol Lands and the Clarence Christians? And we get a government official. And, you know, to put something to Mr. Capitolan. Mr. Capitolan, you say it's complicated, but why is it the security minister did not tell Parliament? He was asked in Parliament. Why did he refuse to answer the question? Was it because it was complicated to tell us how many millions of dollars the government has spent prosecuting the opposition? Was that difficult to compile and give it to us on our chest so we can know? No, he chose to keep us in ignorance. He chose to keep us in ignorance because they're not proud of it, and it would reveal how they are attacking the opposition using the courts. Enough said. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's, of course, join Mr. Carlton Lando in a minute with Bloombox. Stick around.
Going shopping for farming supplies. So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? Do you have a farm? He tell me, that's how it sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. He said, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then he understand. Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Fuel your farm with premium animal feeds at Bloombox. We're excited to announce a major expansion to our lineup. Bloombox Farm and Garden Center is now your go-to supplier for high-quality animal feeds. From poultry to livestock, we provide the specialized nutrition your animal needs to thrive. Our feed portfolio includes poultry solutions, broiler starter, grower and finisher, poulet, starter, grower and developer, layer, 19% and 17% formula, swine care, grow pork, 280, so ration and hog mix, small pet and livestock, rabbit ration, ruminant feed, and universal feed. Whether you're raising a backyard flock or managing a full-size farm, ensure your animals are getting premium quality feed for the best results. Visit Bloombox in Rosal on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane, or Bloombox Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive, Goodwill. Call us in Rosal at 235-3483 or Goodwill at 235-3480. Let's bloom together.
All right, that's a good morning to Mr. Carlton Lando on the telephone this morning. Oh, we're talking to him on the computer this morning. Yes, StreamYard. How are you doing, sir?
Matt, good morning to you and good morning to your listeners at this time. It is a pleasure to be back with you this Tuesday, as we are on practically every Tuesday around this time, talking Bloombox. Let's bloom together. And particularly now that we're celebrating 5 years of operations here in Dominica, we truly want you to bloom with us, to celebrate with us, but at the same time to do business with us. As you know, we are the premier supplier of animal and farming products here in Dominica. We know that we are an agricultural country. Many people are saying that we should get back to agriculture as our primary industry. And we're seeing the need for food sustainability, particularly right now, where climate change is impacting food security in so many ways. And so Bloombox always uses the opportunity to encourage people to get back to the farms. If you have and you are willing to get back to the farm or to the farms, then it means that we will never be out of food. This morning, as you know, we are celebrating 5 years of operations, and I just want to remind our listeners of the excitement that is happening at Bloombox. You may be wondering again, where is Bloombox? What is this business all about? If you are a first-time listener and you've not heard of us, you've not known of us, let me just let you know that our purpose is to really supply the best of farm, garden, and agricultural solutions to Dominicans. Secondly, our locations. Dominicans often don't know streets so well, so I will use approximate, businesses that are close to where we are located. So if you are in Roseau, particularly the center of Roseau, you know that street that is at the back of Flow, at the back of Whitchurch IGA, Whitchurch, where they would actually, where the wholesale is. Bloombox is right around that area. You cannot, it's on the same side with Whitchurch wholesale. So if you're in the Roseau area, you will access us at that location. If you are looking for the other location, which is outside of Roseau, right? But what I like about that location, it's less hassle. So you have ample parking, very quiet area where you really have that time to scope through the shelves and really take your time to look and see what you want. You can find us right at the foot of Center Roma on Goodwill Road. You're driving up, you've passed the link road that takes you into Bath Estate. So you continue going up, but you don't go, you drive a bit slower. On the right-hand side, you will see the sign Bloombox, and you get into there and you will recognize it's the ideal location, particularly if you don't want to get to Roseau and have difficulty finding a parking space. So these are our two locations here, and you can certainly enjoy the ambience and the customer service experience that you will definitely get. Now, as we're celebrating our 5 years, we do have some specials happening. So we have the spin the wheel that's happening. If you spend $10 or more, you'll get a chance to spin the wheel to win some attractive prizes. Very simple, $10 and more, you get the opportunity to spin that wheel and win an attractive prize from Bloombox. Now, if you're making your purchases, we have different tiers in terms of our members, our customer rewards. And so we have our gold members, or silver members, our bronze, or basic members, and we have those that are non-members. So if you're a gold member, you are in that tier. Anything that you purchase right now, you'll get a 20% discount whilst the celebration goes on. If you're a silver tier member, you get 15% discount. If you're a bronze member, you get 10%. And if you're just a typical walk-in customer for the first time, you're entitled to 5% off as well. We have the grand prize that's going to be in the form of a raffle that is going to be taking place at the end of the 5-year celebration period, which ends on August the 25th. And we have some attractive prizes as well. So the first prize, that person will walk away with $1,000, a gift certificate, compliments Bloombox. The second prize, you will get a 10 by 6 by 6 greenhouse. That is one that would be that's a very nice price. 10 by 6 by 6 greenhouse really encourages sustainable backyard gardening. If you, the third price, 1 bale of sugar potting mix, that is the third prize. Now, how are you eligible to participate in this grand sweepstake? You have to spend some money. So you have to do business with us. It's a reciprocity. It's a barter. You do business with us, we do back business with you. So you spend $55 or more between July 20th and August 24th, and that gives you the opportunity to be part of the grand raffle. So once you've spent $55 and above, you write your name, your number, and your address at the back of your receipt. You put it, or you give it to the cashier. A box will be provided there. And somewhere on August 25th, that raffle will be drawn, and someone, at least 3 people rather, will walk away with these amazing prizes. Compliments, Bloombox. Let's take a quick break and then we will talk about some animal feed that we have in stock.
All right, stick around, stick
Go
around.
doing shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? You tell me, that's how it has sort. I've been married 37 years. Come out of my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Fuel your farm with premium animal feeds at Bloombox. We're excited to announce a major expansion to our lineup. Bloombox Farm and Garden Center is now your go-to supplier for high-quality animal feeds. From poultry to livestock, we provide the specialized nutrition your animal needs to thrive. Our feed portfolio includes poultry solutions, broiler starter, grower and finisher, poulet, starter, grower and developer, layer, 19% and 17% formula, swine care, grow pork, 280, so ration, and hog mix, small pet and livestock, rabbit ration, ruminant feed, and universal feed. Whether you're raising a backyard flock or managing a full-size farm, ensure your animals are getting premium quality feed for the best results. Visit Bloombox in Rosal on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane, or Bloombox Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive, Goodwill. Call us in Rosal at 235-3483 or Goodwill at 235-3480. Let's bloom together.
So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? You tell me, that's how it has sort. I've been married 37 years. Come out of my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Fuel your farm with premium animal feeds at Bloombox. We're excited to announce a major expansion to our lineup. Bloombox Farm and Garden Center is now your go-to supplier for high-quality animal feeds. From poultry to livestock, we provide the specialized nutrition your animal needs to thrive. Our feed portfolio includes poultry solutions, broiler starter, grower and finisher, poulet, starter, grower and developer, layer, 19% and 17% formula, swine care, grow pork, 280, so ration, and hog mix, small pet and livestock, rabbit ration, ruminant feed, and universal feed. Whether you're raising a backyard flock or managing a full-size farm, ensure your animals are getting premium quality feed for the best results. Visit Bloombox in Rosal on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane, or Bloombox Goodwill, 66 Federation Drive, Goodwill. Call us in Rosal at 235-3483 or Goodwill at 235-3480. Let's bloom together.
All right, Dominic, let's get back with Carlton Lando this morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Carlton, again. Yes.
All right, Matt, thank you. And so, as I said this morning, we're going to focus a little bit on the animal livestock feeding. And, we do have animal feeds that are available for sale. But I like to begin with the rationale why animal subsistence feeding is important. We know that, as I said, climate change has made a significant negative changes to our soil, the structure of the soil, the nutrient value of the soil has been depleted, and the plants that would come from that soil, they would be some way, somehow deficient of key nutrients, particularly minerals, that these animals often need to help them to produce and at the same time to grow properly. So when you do buy animal feed, you are actually getting
the right nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that these animals need for them to grow, to thrive, and to remain healthy. So sometimes people say, oh, I want to feed my animal organically. And yes, that is the first choice, and that makes a lot of sense. But right now, it would seem that what we often think that is organic is still not fully organic. And so this is why these animal feeds are sometimes necessary. So Bloombox carries Master Mix, which is a brand of animal feed that is sold widely in the Caribbean. You go to Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad, all these islands are using this particular brand, Master Mix animal feed. This is the premier brand that is trusted among Caribbean farmers and livestock caretakers. And this feed is available at Bloombox. So you can get it for poultry, for cattle, for pigs, for rabbits, for goats, all of your animals. This feed is available and it comes at an attractive price. You cannot not get this brand. In fact, the last time I spoke about it, there was a surge in sales, and we recognize that people are giving good feedback about that particular brand. And so, hence the reason why we are highlighting it again. Master Mix Animal Nutrition Feed. So if you do have animals, you are rearing animals to sell, to produce meat to the market. These feed, they are available, very high in energy, protein, fiber, key minerals, and nutrients, particularly iron, because believe it or not, a lot of these animals, they do endure iron deficiency anemia. And if their iron levels are low, then that means that the energy levels are going to be affected. Their breathing, they will not have enough oxygen in their bodies, and subsequently that can impact their growth and their development, and even can cause death. And so when you buy these animal feeds, you are getting all of these key vitamins and nutrients that are necessary to help the growth and development of your animal. So you can get the Master Mix brand of animal feed available at Bloombox. As I said, at both locations, it is available, and we are waiting to serve you. These animal feeds are a premier brand. As I said, it is widely used within the Caribbean basin. It is made and produced in the Caribbean. And so that means because it is a CARICOM product, the taxes on it are very, very low. So that makes the price even more attractive for the local person to produce. So we really want you to know that these products, they're available. You can still get right now in stock livestock animal pen dust to control livestock pests. That is available. Oyster shell supplement for poultry. That is available. Eggshells cleaners and cleaning wipes. You can get that as well. An array of vitamins and nutrients for poultry, pigs, and goats. You can get these as well as added products whilst you are shopping to get that animal feed, the Master Mix brand for your animals. These are ideal products that are available. Again, feel free to ask our sales reps information regarding the products that you might be purchasing. You may have you may not necessarily know the ins and outs of them, particularly in terms of their benefits. The staff are fully trained and they are waiting to answer and give you rationale for why you should purchase these products. But this morning, we really wanted to focus on the master mix. Matt, as we celebrate, we have a few more minutes. And so I am going to give someone a token this morning, compliments Bloombox. So let's open the lines and see if we can get a winner in the next few minutes.
All right. So the numbers to call are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. Carlton, it's your turn now to ask the questions and have the people answer. So you want to have people call in first, and then they'll ask the question.
Yes, I prefer. Yes.
Okay. So you can call in because Carlton is giving some gifts away, but you should call in first. So the numbers again: 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. So prices to give away, and let's say we get a phone call at this time. Hello, good morning to you. Yeah.
Morning, Matt. Good morning, Carlton. Carlton, not to laugh.
Good morning. Somebody's on the telephone, Carlton. A question.
Right. And one of the things that I like doing is making sure that people are keen listeners.
Yeah.
And so what I would have presented, I always give a question relating to what I would have presented today. So the question is very simple. What is the brand of animal feed that I advertised this morning? What is the name of that brand of animal feed that I have just spoken about this morning that you should be buying from Bloombox?
Master mix with oyster shell and egg shell and all the kind of shells in the master mix.
So Matt, we have an excellent student that have answered the question.
Paying attention,
taking her notes. I suspect she has a big book there, writing her notes each Tuesday. And so yes, Blue have won herself a gift from Bloombox this morning. The question was very simple. The brand of animal livestock feed that was advertised is Master Mix, and this is the ultimate brand, the ideal brand that you need to purchase at Bloombox. Let's see if I can give
another gift away. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see if we can get another phone call. I suspect you have some keen listeners there. Maybe there are others who are taking the notes as well. So anybody else wants to call, you can call 449-3095. 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. So if you have any callers, you have to call now, because remember, he's not going to ask the question if you don't call. He'll ask the question to you live. So again, the numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. You are listening to, of course, our Stop with Bloombox this morning. And Carlton, I'm waiting for the callers, but I'm not seeing anybody calling just yet. So let's find out what's going on. We'll give you 30 seconds.
Definitely.
Remember, the questions will be asked when you call, not before you call. We are actually running out of time, Carlton, so we have to wind up.
Right.
Can't wait for more calls. Let's go back to you at this time.
So again, as we celebrate with you 5 years of operations here in Dominica, we are
Hold on.
always.
Let me get one call before you go. Are you there, caller? Yes? Yes?
Yeah, I'm here. What? Talk to me.
All right. So, Carlton,
right.
there's someone on the line there. Want to ask a final questions. Let's go.
Right. Definitely. So I did mention that as we celebrate, we have some amazing prizes that we're giving to our customers. There is a grand sweepstake that's going to be taking place at the end of the celebration. We said that there is a certain amount of money that you need to spend for you to be eligible for that grand sweepstake. Do you remember how much money I said? So it's between, let me give you a clue. It's between $45 and $60. So if you can give me a figure between 45 and 60, then you win that prize.
So I spend $50, you're eligible, and the grand prize is $1,000 and a gift certificate.
So your answer is $50.
Yeah.
You are very close. So I'm going to give you one more try. You're very close to that figure.
Well, probably spend $45 and up.
No, I want the exact figure. So
My brother,
if you spend,
you have to try again. You have to try again. The other people calling at this time. Not sure. Thank you very much.
so if you spend that amount of money, you write your name at the back of the receipt, then you're eligible for the grant.
Somebody's on the telephone. Hello, yes. Good morning. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Caller.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes,
Yes,
Carlton,
good morning.
ask the question again. Carlton, ask the question again.
Yes. So we said that for our grand sweepstake, where we are giving free consolation prizes, we wanted to know how much money do you need to spend? At least how much money that you need to spend. You are within the mean of $45 to $60. So you have to choose a figure. It's a figure between there. You have to spend at least that and more, all right, to be eligible for your name to be in that draw.
You have the answer, caller? Yes, I'm here. Go ahead.
What's the question, please?
I just said the question. All right. The question is, there is a grand sweepstake that will be happening at the end of our celebrations. All people who are participating and want to participate need to spend at least this amount of money to be eligible. So we have a mean of $45 to $60. So I need you to tell me the exact amount of money that they need to spend to be eligible. So it's between $45 to $60.
Are you there, caller?
Yes, 50.
You are close. I'm going to give you're very close.
I'm going to give you one more try. Let me give another caller another try. Hello, talk to me, yes? Are you the caller?
Well, thank God for technology. $55 and more, and you're eligible.
Well, that is it. Mr. Irish. Yes. So I said to you, you're very close, right? When you said 50. So yes, it is $55 and more, and you're eligible to be in that grand draw. I do hope that you'll put your name down. You will spend $55 and put your name down in that draw. You never know what you have. The prices are really good.
Are you there? Are you saying something cool out?
Yeah, no, I tell him my uncle Jason Mason. He maybe get 1 million points there, and he's also know Jason Mason from Grand Forks.
Okay. All right. Well, again, you'll pick up your gift. Carlton has your name, and I'm sure he'll call you, Carlton. We have to wrap up.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So, Matt, we just want to thank all our customers and friends and patrons and and fans of Bloombox. We really want to thank you for blooming together with us as we continue to bloom with you. Again, we are located right here in Roseau and on Goodwill Road. The road takes you up to Santa Roma. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Mondays to Fridays, and on a Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Again, let's bloom together as we bloom with you. Take care, everybody. Have a good morning. And hopefully I will be back with you next week, Tuesday. Again, take care. Thanks again.
Thank you again. Thank you. We're going to come back, Dominica, right after this. Thank you.
For farming supplies. So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, that's how it has sort. I've been married 37 years. Come out of my money farm. He say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Roseau. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Dominica, we're back. Talking about the waste management fee to be introduced in January 2027.
A modern and reliable waste management system requires sustainable financing. That issue was carefully examined during the national budget consultations and the public consultations conducted by the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, where there was broad consensus that maintaining a modern and reliable waste management system requires a shared national commitment. Accordingly, the government has decided that each household and business will be required to pay a monthly fee effective January 1, 2027, the amount of which will be communicated to the public at a later date. Mr. Speaker, providing an efficient waste management system must be matched by a strong culture of environmental responsibility. Government will therefore undertake a comprehensive review of the existing legislation governing waste management and littering, with a view to strengthening enforcement measures and introducing tougher penalties for indiscriminate littering and other environmental offenses. Those who undermine the cleanliness of our communities and the beauty of our country must be held accountable.
All right, Dominica, we're back.
What I find is unbecoming is that everybody talking about, well, you can request a report of this, you can request a report of that. If all those people with degree and so-called education know that at the end people will be requesting things, then the spirit of transparency and accountability, just put the thing carte blanche, just present it to the people because it's public information. Do not wait for people to request and say, well, if you want information, you can request it. It is just put it out there for people on Facebook, all over the place. Just like you have the International Airport Facebook page, this Facebook page, MMC Facebook page, all kind of Facebook page. And I'm talking about not just this government, any successive government, any government that come there. Public things, just put it there and make people know. Have radio programs and tell it to people. Say it to all radio stations so they can read it to their listeners. That's all we. Every time is a request.
This scholar wants more transparency. You should make it more clear, more transparent. That's what this caller is saying. On the telephone, hello, yes. Everybody should have access to the information. Are you there, caller? Yes, hello.
Yes, Matt. Yes, Matt. Morning to you.
Morning to you, yes.
I agree with the person who just spoke a while ago. Yes, you have to make those reports available, this information available to the public. That's how people make informed decisions going forward. And even the private sector itself, I mean, they invest. I mean, if you look at Barbados and Trinidad and Jamaica, these places, they have what they call a governor of the central bank, okay, in the individual countries. And the governor, they always give an address something in the year that state the state of the economy so that the private sector and others can be alert as to what is to expect and how to position themselves to take advantage of what will happen to help grow the economy and create opportunities. In Dominica, our central bank is the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. We are a collective central bank with the other OECS territories. Yes, they give reports, but the Minister of Finance in these islands, and for Dominica I'm speaking now, is very important that when he or she presents a budget proposal in Parliament, then of course it must be an accurate proposal, it must be an honest proposal, not a vote-catching presentation, but a realistic presentation of what is the situation in the country and how the government will address it and how they can bring the people along to work with them for success at the end of it. Your budget has what you call preparation, presentation, implementation during the period, and report at the end of the period. And if you look at Parliament in Dominica, I've looked at Parliament in Grenada, I've looked at Parliament in Antigua, I've looked at Parliament in St. Lucia, in Jamaica, presenting budgets. And you see the commitment of members of Parliament on both sides to look at the fiscal estimate and to go through it in a way that will satisfy in the debate what they're saying, that if there's an error presented by the Minister of Finance, then that error can be corrected so that the country can be better off. I mean, we're lacking that here in Dominica, we're lacking that. The other thing though, Matt, the ministers has 1 hour to make the presentation. And you get the sense when you listen to them that they don't even know what they're talking about. They come, they praise the budget, they praise the prime minister. I mean, 26 years praising the prime minister, praising the same thing. You're not growing to praise yourself and to report on your performance over the period. Because you need to know the money that was allocated to you in the last fiscal year, what has been done with it, how far it took us, and the new fiscal year allocation to you, your ministry that is, how it will continue what you have started in the old fiscal year and how it will enhance going forward in the new fiscal year. We're not getting that much. And they come there, they talk all nonsense, and then they ask for extra time to talk about their constituency and all of this. I listened to the Minister of Education. You get yourself, she was in the kindergarten behavior there talking and so forth. And that tells you, you don't feel the kind of commitment that these people are at work on behalf of the country and its people. And at the end of the process, there's no minister reporting on the performance of their ministry for the last fiscal year. And that is so sad, Matt. And I don't know how we have come to that.
Well, tell me, what's your view, though, on this new waste management fee that government is about to introduce?
I think it's just what you call a behavior of doing things in the dark. Because if you are the Minister of Finance and you're in Parliament, you ought to come after a whole year. If you have a proposal for garbage, you ought to come to Parliament and be able to outline in the Parliament what the proposal is about. And in that case, now you would say these are the proposal. This is what was allocated to the Waste Management Authority last year. This is how they use it. It was spent in buying of trucks, paying of salaries. There must be a breakdown. And of course, the minister cannot break down in his speech. You get that in the estimate, of course, but the estimate has to be made available to the public that they can see it. But you ought to come prepared and say, this is what we are suggesting, $10, $5, $15 over a period. And when we will analyze it, and if it is not working well, we can review it and take the appropriate step. You ought to come there with some concrete measures. You don't come and throw it down in the air and then say we will give the figures at a later date. I mean, you are in the Parliament dealing with the national estimate of the country. So you ought to be able, after all this time in preparation, to have that prepared so people know exactly what is coming. So what I see the way in which these guys are behaving is that Dominica will go back to the days when, in the days of the 70s, and when you had the Bayside, the garbage dump for people. You want to avoid that, Matt, because as a country, we want to stay clean and green, and therefore the government has to themselves be responsible. The environmental levy, the idea was for that to go to the solid waste management to take care of those things. As to how much we raise in that, I did not hear this. We raise $10 or $5 or $1 million in in that area and so on. So there is no real reporting. And when you come and ask for people to pay now, what are they paying for? You need to know what had happened. And I heard a caller earlier, and I think Simeon mentioned the question of the garbage collection. And the garbage have been in areas for days, for weeks, Matt. And the stench has been unbearable. And nobody come and explain, not the minister of responsible come and explain that this is our situation, this is where we are, this is why it is happening, and we are doing A/B to see how we can resolve it. Nothing like that, but just come now and talk about a new proposal for a fee, and the fee will be determined at a later date. To me, it's really a lazy minister and a lazy government that behave in that way. If you are doing your work, you ought to come ready and prepared to present, and the minister of government, who has a whole hour to present, ought to come in and say what they have done with the fiscal measures given to them in the last year and what they're planning to do. It also a lot of talk, and I mean, people, I felt somebody one day, I listened to the parliament, listened to me, I am interested in that, I didn't know what this was talking about, because people lose interest. I remember the days when I was in parliament, you had school children coming into the parliament, you had people alert, you had people coming in, getting their ticket to enter the parliament to hear. There was an excitement, a buzz when a budget was being presented in the 70s, the 80s, and even in the 90s and so on. To me, these days, you don't even pay attention to what is happening, and things just spring on you. And I think that is so unfortunate. And when we assess that, after 26 years of this government, we have just gotten a lazy set of people in parliament, in government, earning a salary on behalf of the country. And then they just felt, well, and every year they have a responsibility to present a budget. They come with it at any time and so forth. And it was so telling that the Prime Minister himself did not even contribute to the debate. I mean, what is that, Matt? I mean, you have seen countries where the Prime Minister comes, the Minister of Finance, and he presents and he look at areas that they did and be able to make up where the ministers fall short. But nothing like that, Matt, and so on. We just live in a thing. And the other thing I want to say quickly, though, the budget is not money that the government has in the treasury. It's money they anticipate to make over the period, how they're going to spend this money in salaries and all of the other areas. And the budget made up of loans, taxes, and grants, and so forth. And you get the sense that they behave as well as money they have there. And they go on a field trip. And that is just fooling the people over and over. And then the other thing, too quickly, is when they talk about $1.119 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give the impression as if, well, hey, we are the government that passed the largest budget in the issue. What nonsense is that, Matt? I mean, $1 million today. Well, when I put it the other way, a couple millions of dollars in years gone by is equivalent to what it is today in $1 billion, because the dollar value yesterday was more than it is today. And one has to understand that, and to come as a minister of finance and as a government and give the impression that you're passing the largest budget, and since you pass the largest budget, then things are good. Everybody can go and sleep because we are okay. It's just being mischievous, lazy, and irresponsible.
All right, caller, thank you very much, Mr. Johnson Boston. Dominicans, this is Q95. This is the Hot Set. Many more programs coming up in the next few hours.
The guest on Talk on the Block is the former leader of the United Workers' Party. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The question is Mr. Linton a member of the United Workers' Party? Is he now a friend?
That was the wrong promo. They will pull it up again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Of the Labour Party. He had agreed to answer all.
Not this one. This one. Next one.
This is our 23rd Global View on Q show for 2026, and we continue to engage with our local, regional, and global Q family listeners and friends of Dominica. I'm Sheridan Gregoire, Mr. G. With me is my co-host, Justice Dr. Irving Andre, businessman Herbert Suki Winston, prominent local experience agriculture expert Harold Emmanuel, and businessman Gregor Nassif. Tuesday night, we discuss what are some essential ingredients for local business success in Dominica, as may have been evidenced in past years by good enterprising citizens towards building a prosperous nation. Here are some talking points or questions that I will put to my panelists. What are the essential ingredients for business success? Have these ingredients been eroded in Dominica? Are young people being groomed to achieve the success of entrepreneurs like Philip Nassif, Herbert Suki, Winston, Macmillan, John Baptist, Egbert Charles, and many others? Is our education system doing enough to nurture productive, hardworking citizens? Is the notion that it takes a village to raise a child still relevant today? Is this being practiced today? Is the government playing its part in teaching young people to become productive men and women in Dominica? What role must parents play to ensure that their children depend on the sweat of their brow to be successful? And what lessons can be taught to the young men and women of today and tomorrow? Where do we see Dominica going based on what is happening today? We look forward to the contributions of Justice Dr. Irving Andre, businessman Herbert Suki Winston, prominent local experience agriculture expert Errol Emmanuel, businessman Gregor Nassif. To this topic, what are some essential ingredients for local business success in Dominica, as may have been evidenced in past years by good enterprising citizens towards building a prosperous nation? Tune in Tuesday night for more on the Global View on Q, only on Q95, the big station, because you know it's true if you hear it on Q.
Freedom at last. So free. Freedom has come. Freedom has come. Oh, yeah.
Following shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? You tell me, Gus, how the hell sort? I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Be proud of the Creole 365 movement, as Creole Heartbeat features one of Dominica's illustrious musicians, Mike Morrow. From a leader, arranger, lead guitarist, and vocalist of the favorites, Cadell Slips So Bad, Bounce Combo, Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow will be the special guest on Creole Heartbeat 365 edition this Friday, August 14th, 10:30 a.m. on Q95 FM, the big station. Mike Morrow. Hosted by Senator Prince Leroy Roddick Shells. And we'll also be live at Q95 Facebook page and YouTube channel. Let's celebrate the brilliance of one of the sons of the city that never slept, Maho. This Friday on Creole Heartbeat from 10:30 a.m. on Q95 the big station. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow on Creole 365, our culture, our people, our pride. Every day up to you. I'm at your side.
Again, Dominica, this afternoon, the Talk on the Block. We'll have Mr. Lennox Linton speaking on a number of issues. Hello, talk to me. 1 to 3. Are you there?
Martin.
Hey, I see. How are you? How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'd like to share a few thoughts on the issue that you've been discussing this morning.
As it relates to the waste management fee, okay.
The solid waste issue, yeah. Up front, my view is that no new fees are required. You need to get away from the business of fees, because fees would suggest that you have some people who are going to be collecting the fees holding them and properly managing those resources towards the objective of proper solid waste management. And we cannot conclude that in today's Dominica. My view, I go at it from the other end. I think what's needed instead of fees is an investment in solid waste management in Dominica. And I'll briefly explain what I mean. Solid waste is actually located under the Ministry of Health in Dominica because it's a health issue primarily, as we all know. But it is also a tourism issue. A dirty country doesn't welcome visitors. It's also an agriculture industry because 60 to 70% of the volume of waste in Dominica is degradable waste, biodegradable waste, which can be converted into reusable material for agriculture. Solid waste management is also about education and technology, which means jobs. And here's where I come. Several years ago, and it goes back far, when Julius Timothy the Late was Minister of Finance in the United Workers' Party government, I made a presentation to him and a few people he gathered. That presentation was made in the basement of the Sutton Place Hotel. I presented him with an investment plan for solid waste management, which at that time would have cost 1.4 million EC dollars for the purchase and establishment of a recycling plant that was self-powered to handle all the glass, all the plastics, and all the used tires, and to begin the process of reprocessing our biodegradable waste. Such a plan would occupy a 45-foot trailer with its own source of power built in. Julius' assessment, and I trusted his judgment on these matters implicitly. He said, Ati, this is a no-brainer. I want you to take this proposal straight to the Solid Waste Management Corporation and sell it to them. At the time, the manager of the solid waste was a young woman, a La Ronde woman. And she arranged for a meeting with herself and 2 or 3 members of the board of solid waste. I presented the proposition to them. And the proposition didn't just come with the idea of an investment, with the details of the investment, showing cash flow, which would have shown that in 3.5 years' time, the cost of the machinery would have been completely amortized and solid waste would be reaping net cash earnings after 3 years, hence obviating completely the need to levy more fees on the people of the country. Okay? Unfortunately, the board did not like or go with the idea, and notwithstanding the support of the Minister of Finance at the time, the idea died right there. Now, here's what it is, Matt. Such a proposition still remains a viable option today because this plant was going to be financed completely by the Canadian government. Why? Because Canada was the source of a great deal of the motorcar and vehicle tires that Dominica was importing at the time. And Mr. Desjardins the Late used to import a lot of his tires from Canada, and he came on board. Mr. Macmillan came on board late. And they said, this is a great idea. We prepared a proposal, created a company that included Mr. Desjardins, and presented the proposition to the bank. At that time, we still had Scotiabank. And the government of Canada would finance it through Scotiabank. And guess what, Matt? The only requirement, the only commitment that was required of Dominica through the Solid Waste Management Corporation was a guarantee, a government guarantee. And you know what would have met those requirements? If you will, a lien against a portion of the land that now makes up the landfill. So no new financial obligations would have come on board for the government of the country, and the government of Canada would have financed it through Scotiabank, which is a Canadian bank, straight to Solid Waste. I go into that detail to remind you and the people is that the ideas for doing these things properly in a way that takes care of health issues, tourism issues, agriculture issues, job creation issues, because hundreds of young people would have ended up being employed because Solid Waste would have had, if you will, satellite operations in different parts of the country, feeding into the central recycling plants down in the Foncolé area. Such propositions and opportunities remain today, but it requires people who can see beyond their noses. And at the time, the plant was costing 1.4. Today, it probably costs about 2.5. But guess what? To put it into context, 2.5 million ET dollars is less than $1 million US. $2.5 million, right? 5 months of the rental cost for the residence of our Prime Minister would have been over 300,000. So you see how close we are? So within a year of redeployment of the money to pay for a residence costing $64,000 a month, we could have been close to actually having not only the cash to operate, but if we wanted to buy more than one plant, we could have done that. I'm saying all of this to say, it is not just a change of government we need. This is where I want to slightly disagree with my dearest friend and colleague, IP. It's not just a change of government. Yes, we need that. We need that yesterday. But I would say, even more important, we need a change of mindset. Because you can change the government. If you have the same mindset, you'll get a similar kind of government just now. So change your mind. We stop going after each other. You had an opportunity this morning when Mr. Floyd Capitone called you. Floyd Capitone called you. And you did not ask him the critical question for somebody like that. Floyd has just completed, as was reported in the media, a $70 million investment at Lale Coco through the sale of Dominica passports and CBI money. You could have asked Floyd Capitone, Floyd, what do you think? Could some of this CBI money be used to finance investment in solid waste management so that we don't have a garbage problem, but we create hundreds of jobs? We help agriculture, we help tourism, we help education, etc., etc. Could you not have asked him that kind of question? You could have, but you didn't. So, because there's a mindset we seem to have that we have to go after people, go after people, go after people. For example, if I were to ask, do you know, Matt, who is responsible, who kicks off the budget process in the government system?
For what?
In the past, we had people who starts the process.
Okay.
And where does it start? It starts in the Ministry of Finance. The financial secretary used to be responsible, and then they've instituted a position of budget officer or budget manager, etc., etc. And then that person, having been a minister myself on 2 different occasions, that person sent a note out to each ministry saying, budget is in 6 months' time, prepare your estimates, prepare your needs. And each ministry with all its staff involved, I know that's how we did it, you involve your staff from your chief technical officer to the messenger and say, what do you need in order to do a better job, to be more efficient? So you got a bottom-up
process going on. And so the figures that were eventually submitted by the minister on behalf of his ministry to the Ministry of Finance reflected a democratic, concentrated process. From what I am gathering, and I'm not close to it anymore, this no longer happens. One or two people sit down and they put numbers together and they put figures together and they present it as a budget. That's not only wrong, it's not only bad, it is dangerous. Because what you're doing is you're distancing the people of the country from the single most important fiscal and financial tool for managing the economy, the budget. So it means they have no say.
But I think from what I've gathered, Arthur, for the past few years, they've been having some pre-budget consultations so they can get some other people involved in that process.
It was much more widespread. Even under Eugenia Charles, I remember, members of the private sector, I was in the private sector, members in the NGO sector, we were asked to make submissions. And we were satisfied that at least some of our ideas percolated into the process. I've been around long enough to experience that, even under Patrick John. Even, going back to LeBlanc, this is how they did their budget. You had people like Ali Plaza, etc., making sure that people's voices got heard and so on. So let me clear. So back to the current time. This conversation about levy and fee, that's just a smoke screen designed to distract people's attention away from the real substance of solid waste. That solid waste is not a garbage problem. Solid waste is a health problem, it's a health management problem. Solid waste is a tourism management problem. The question I'm not hearing the people from these various sectors make their contribution. What do visitors say? What do bus drivers say? What do tour guides say when they're taking people around Dominica? And I've seen a lot of garbage and derelict vehicles and so on. That's the connection that needs to be reinstalled so that we get away from thinking of garbage as garbage. Garbage is an opportunity to create wealth, to create jobs, to make sure you have good health, to make sure you have a better tourism product, etc., etc. And I don't believe that we will fix this or any other problem in the country unless we have that kind of open-ended, interconnected mindset. This business about people finding it easy to point a finger at whether it's scary or whether it's this one or the other one, that's child's play. That's child's play. Because if that's all you know how to do, then that is all the country knows how to do.
I think before we go, I heard the minister saying in that clip, their presentation to Parliament, that those responsible for damaging of the environment and beauty of our country must be held responsible. Now, the question to you as we wrap up, who's damaging the environment in Dominica? Who is?
The damage begins with policy. The damage really begins at the top. If you have a policy like we do, we have a policy called, a climate resilient development strategy, which is the approved policy for managing the environment on top of all forestry and water issues, etc., etc. That is a central government position. If you have that, and yet another part of the same government is allowing projects to proceed without planning approval, that would ensure that the measures proposed in the climate resilience law would be followed properly. Then you have left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing. You have really, I'm going to use it, you have garbage for government.
I'm going to take you out on that note because we've got to go. We just have a few more minutes and we have a few more programs coming up. So thank you, Artie Mate, as usual, right on point.
This afternoon, Lennox Linton, speaking on the recent court decisions against Her Excellency the President of Dominica, Lennox Linton, on Talk on the Block this afternoon, telling his truth on the court decision. Or will he speak the fresh revelations of the missing billions of the CBI fund? Lennox Linton, will he? Must he? Should he spill the beans? Find out. Talk on the block.
We have a few more minutes. Frontmen like Capital, as somebody says, never know what is relevant to the public or in the public. We have just about 13 more minutes before we wrap it up here. Of course, we've been speaking all morning with the new waste management fee to be introduced January 1, 2027. Somebody's saying to me again, yes, I think we know that. The environmental lady who was in charge of the Department of Planning that authorized the stop order at Nebosh is now heading the Land and Survey Department in Grenada, in the Spice Isle. Yeah. That's a fact, yes. She's now moved to Grenada. See, all our professionals are now running away. Not too much time before we wrap it up.
And again, you see the hypocrisy, Matt, with Capitol, and several consultation and meetings on how to destroy the people of Dominica. Matt, did these people ever thought of telling Roosevelt Scary to leave the apartment that he's living right now? His island with 6 million and counting that he has paid already, Matt? Huh? Has this consult? But what is really the motive, Matt, of these people, Matt, after the Dominican people? What is really this people motive? Is to use the Dominican people, to use the poor people of Dominica? Huh? You have the Prime Minister staying in a building, huh? $64,000 a month. None of you sat there and said he should leave that place and go back to Vegas or whatever. Huh? You call and say, all that consultation to see how you can get money from the people, huh? Not get how you can steal the people money. But that is a regime, eh? I can't believe that, man, my brother. I can't believe that regime decided, is to take the last dollar from a Dominican pocket pass in garbage where they go with. So they can take the last dollar we in the garbage area, yes, because everybody must throw garbage. Everybody must throw plastic. Everybody must eat something. So let's go and see how we can take it then. Consider you can see the economy collapse. Eh? If that's the economic collapse, that is what. If your economy is not collapsed, tell me where could you ever get money from again? You're passing credit union. That's where poor people was. All you take. Or you sit down again. You Capitol, or people like you. When a young man was trying to see if he make it in life in his own business, you and planning department, or you sat down and the planning department could not even give the young man a place to put the block machine where he could employ maybe even 10 people. Or you put cutlass in his business, like all you cut fish, like all you cut in cow meat. I know about it, and you know about it, and planning know about it. So don't come and cry crocodile tears, boss. Thank you, man.
It's just about 9 minutes before the hour of 11 o'clock. Hello, talk to me. Oh, sorry about that. also have Mr. Blackmore speaking as we wrap up here to the issue of the missing girl in Portsmouth. Because we heard this week earlier that one police officer is in custody, arrested, being questioned as the investigations continue. Let's listen to Mr. Blackmore.
Tired and fed up of this element of hypocrisy in this country, and we must stop it. We must stop it. I have no use for people who make it their vocation to interfere with minors and to spoil their lives. Those who rape, I don't like you. Don't call my phone. Those who take advantage of minors, I don't like you. Don't call my phone. I make no apology for that. And this is hypocrisy must stop. And I'm calling on the police. I'm calling those who are engaged at the social services. I'm calling on the pastors, ballets, rastas to play a role. And those pastors and those who, by false pretexts, present themselves, Mr. Speaker, as disciples of the Lord. I do not like you. When you violate that trust and you destroy the lives of the minors in this country, not only your credentials should be taken away from you, you should be
shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, that's how hell sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm.
I want to give the listening public the assurance that the Ministry of National Security is totally engaged in actually assisting the police in providing the requisite support and to ensure that this young girl can be located and returned to a home which is supposed to be her natural habitat. I want to also send out a call to a number of people, users of the social media or various social media platforms. The transmission of some information are not useful to the police investigation. For a matter of fact, I believe that some of the information being transmitted is being done by design to put the police investigation off. The ministry and the police, the government have been working with a number of entities, law enforcement agencies, so to speak. Every report of a missing person is peculiar. You have peculiar circumstances in every report of a missing person. And therefore, those circumstances will inform. I'm getting tired and fed up.
44930. Yes, that was a minister tired and fed up with what is going on there as it relates to missing young people in Dominica. 449309596 and 97. We have just about 5 minutes before 10. Yes, good morning.
Matt, I'll be quick. I'll be quick for the 5 minutes. Matt, let us say, Matt, when you're not certain, like you're investigative journalist, you're trying to figure things out. Isn't that so, Matt?
Of course, you have to investigate.
So you're like a police CID, you're trying to figure things out. Matt, let us say, that's why they say when you dig one pit for somebody, you better dig two, because eventually you're going to end up in the same pit you dug for me. I might end up there, but you will follow. Matt, let us say this guy sees somebody that could make millions in solid waste. And let us allow the whole collection and solid waste and the environment to deteriorate to the fact where people are crying out. Something has to be done. But what the government, and they've cried long enough. And then when they give it to Blessings, not me, maybe Floyd is involved, and maybe Ronald Alson Doe and other some key people in the Labour Party. And they get all the duty-free to bring in trucks and other equipment and all of that. And the spillover, so-called spillover, are going to the people that facilitating them, to get involved in a new industry, working quite effectively and bleeding the people for every penny, and all of a sudden problem is solved with a new one emanating from the so-called solution they claim they created. Dominica, you're dealing with a lot of hardcore criminals in Dominica, and the modus operandi, is unbelievable, inhumane, and evil. And I'm just watching how it's going to play out. Thanks for your time, sir.
All right, thank you very much. It's just about 3 minutes before the hour of 11 o'clock in the morning. This is Q905, and this is, of course, the hot set in the morning. Let's continue here. We have 2 more minutes on the radio. Don't forget what's coming up at 1.
Judging his truth on court decision. Will he speak the fresh revelations of the missing billions of the CBI fund? Lennox Linton. Must he? Should he spill the beans? No. Talk.
All right, Dominica, 4493095. We've got to go. We've got to go. We've got to go. Stick around, Dominica. Stick around. Tune in at 1 for the former leader of the United Workers' Party and former opposition leader in Dominica.
I want to give the listening public the assurance that the Ministry of National Security is totally engaged in actually assisting the police in providing the requisite